Good morning, students. I am Dr. Ritika, the faculty of CSC department as an associate professor in St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management. Today, I am going to deliver the lecture on the subject e-commerce. So, in e-commerce, the e-commerce subject is common in BBA 6M and BCA 6M. So, today we will cover the topic on Introduction to EDI. In Unit 1, Introduction to EDI, BBA 6 SAM, it is related to Unit 1, and in BCA 6 SAM, it is related to Unit 2. So, we will start our second lecture on the topic of EDI, that is Electronic Data Interchange. So, students, let's start. What is what is EDI? So, here you can say what is EDI. EDI is the computer to computer exchange of standard business documents in electronic format between two companies. So here is the definition, you can easily understand. It is a computer to computer exchange of standard business documents in electronic format between two companies. Here you can see these are the two computer which sharing the documents with the help of EDI, that is electronic data interchange. So it operates two principles. First, electronic document replace paper once, and second is exchange of documents take place in a standardized format. So here you can understand what is EDI. Now, here is the another definition of electronic data interchange is the computer to computer exchange of business documents in a standard electronic format between business partners. So here you can understand between business partners you can deal with electronic formats also. So why we use EDI? In this diagram, you can easily say these are the buyers and these are the suppliers. So user create an order sent to the by with the help of receiver, open and log. Here is the sales order accounting which fill the order and create an invoice. The invoice is creating in the form of mail, print or stuff which passes to the call buyer, where the call buyer check the status of payment. If payment is done, then the buyer find the all aspects related to the make a payment, processing invoice, account payable system, receive invoice, procurement system. So here is the process how buyer and suppliers are related with each other with the help of electronic data interchange. Now here is the EDI replaces paper based business document. So before EDI, how work to be done? Here you can say purchase order, bill, here you can say customer declaration form, invoice form, and here is the delivery notices. So before EDI, all things are done with the help of paper. You can see in the slide how purchase order is generated. Here you can see the company name and show your purchase order. Here the information related to the customer is filled in the customer declaration form, and in the invoice it shows the payment has done. And finally, if you get the delivery, here in this paper based format you can see delivery notice is provided to the user. So EDI replace the paper based documents. So what are the basic steps for EDI? Here document preparation, which can be communicated with the help of value added network or with the help of modems. They communicate and send processes to the electronic document. So here is the basic steps for EDI, in which document preparation, which is translated and communicate with the help of modem. Translating means the translator software send communication to the modem device, which is related to the WAN, value added network. These value added networks send transmissions to the modem, which inbound the communication, and again translator software sent back to the processing electronic documents. So here is the basic steps for EDI. So what are the features and what is the nature of EDI? First, exchange of structured business information in standard format between computers. It has reduced data entry links, also eliminates the need for the paper-based system and improve big business cycle. Now, EDI transfers structured business documents which is internally among groups of departments or externally with its suppliers, customers, or subsidiaries. So, in EDI, information transferred over a network will not have to read, retyped, or print but must have predefined structured agreed between the two companies which send and receives data. So these two companies or group which exchange information with the help of EDI is called to be a trading partner. So between two companies or in two groups where the information is exchanged with the help of EDI is known as trading partners. So here are the components of EDI. There are the three basic components which is used in EDI are application service, translation service, and third is communication service. So let's start one by one. Here is the component of EDI. You can see here business application and trading partners. So how business application correlated with the components of EDI which contain application services, transmission services, communication services, and how they also related with trading partner. These are the component which is used in our EDI during business application and trading partners. So the EDI alternatives are the buyers or you can say a purchase order with EDI software that can be automatically transmitted to sellers in near real time. So these sellers order entry system which receive the purchase order and give an acknowledgement to transfer or to transmit it to the buyer with delivery confirmation. Once the delivery is confirmed, it takes 5 days with paper task minutes with EDI. So here you can see buyer and seller. So here is the mailbox related to EDI. So you can see how fastly they deliver the data from buyer to the seller with the help of our EDI network mail, which is dependable. So what does an EDI message consist of? Here you can see paper-based documents are posted in envelopes and it is possible to mail many documents in one envelope, that is EDI is just the same. So a message to envelope defines the start and end of a document. Functionally grouped envelopes contain all messages envelopes of a specific type of PO or you can say invoices. So interchange envelopes enclose all functional group envelopes. So here you can see these are the three envelopes. In first envelope you can see here the message envelope, second show the functional group envelope, and third you can here see the interchange envelope. So in first message envelope which define start and here is the message envelope which define start and end of a document, which goes further to the functional group envelope which is similar to the message envelope but it contain all messages related to their PO or you can say invoices. And in the next interchange envelope which and close the functional groups of all envelopes. All means related to message envelope and functional group envelopes. So, how much does EDI cost to implement? EDI can be provided by different prices models. So, priced by the number of KC, that is kilo character, which contained within an EDI document, which subscribe model who allows pay as you go monthly or annually contract. So, EDI software can be purchased with ongoing maintenance contract levels also. So, what are the services of EDI? Here is the EDI services. First is the application services. In application service, it provides the links between application and EDI, which allows to send document from an EDI system and also set routines which is used to transfer document from the business application into EDI document, and their destination can be either intercompany or to the external company. So it is about the application service. Now here you can see application service. Business application send document to the management which manage file server and callable routines. The file server send internal file formats. After checking the file format, it's revert back to the callable routines and again send back to the business application, and this process is done by the management. So here is the diagram you can say related to the application service. Now second is the translation service. In translation service, it converts outgoing documents from an internal format file to an agreed external format. Means it translates internal document from external format to EDI internal formats files. Here you can see I have mentioned CC means converted, TFP means transmission file builders, T means translator, TFS means transmission file splitter. So this is the translation services provided by the translation services. Mean in the internal file format you can say how translation service work. Here is the file server which converts the transmission file builder and send back to the transmission file. They will check their documents, they will check their database and in revert back. Transmission file service related to the transmission file splitter which gives the translator means external file format form and revert back to the internal format file which is managed by the management. So it is the translator service, or you can say translation service. Now next is the communication service. The communication service means sending and receiving transmission files to and from the trading partners either directly or by using a third party services that is called to be the value added network. So it can communicate with the help of WAN, or you can say it can send and receive files to and from the trading partners also. So here you can see CC means communication controller. This is our communication controller. So how transmission file sent to file server where communication controller communicate with transmission files, they again revert back these files in the form of different gateways and revert set back to the transmission file. All processes are under the management. So here is the example of communication services, or you can say with the help of diagram you can understand how communication service work with the help of EDI. So what are the benefits of using EID? Here need for speed means it fastens the speeds. So sending an electronic messages locally or globally take just a second. So the information which is sent by EDI is immediately for use within internal application. It makes faster receipt of documents that can provide a competitive edge in any business. Second is the need for accuracy. As the EDI, that is electronic data transmission, may the electronic transfers of business documents, which eliminates the need for copying data between paper based documents and also eliminates the error which is caused by manual update. So it helps us to reduce the rework of human being. So the result will be the accurate form. Now, here is the benefit of EDI. The benefits of EDI we have covered in the previous EDI lecture 1. Here is the lecture number 2 which is related to EDI. So let's revise benefits of EDI. First is the transaction speed. Here it increases the speed of EDI. You all are aware, where it reduces the problem by sending transmissions electronically, where they can send and receive both the information simultaneously. So they increase the speed with the help of EDI. Direct transmission. So here is the method WAN in which includes direct transmission of data between organizations. Here is the fax machine, you all are aware. So EDI is not a fax transmission of information, nor it is an email, but both of these transmission type are in free formats. So you can say it require rekeying of data into the receiver's computer system, cut down the possibility of human error. Again, it reduces the redundancy related to the human error, or you can say it eliminates the possibility errors, because the receiving end is a computer that simply translates the messages that has already been keyed into the system. So it reduces the human error. It reduces the risk of lost data, which means data is physically unavailable to be located, or if any part of the data has been lost. So through the numerous steps required to conduct business through the use of paper, means here is the less risk of reducing your data, or you can say with it reduces the risk of losing your data, means your data will be in safe format. So benefits of EDI includes time saving, improve accuracy, improve trading partners which is correlated with each other, or which maintain the relationships and clients interaction. It improves reconciliations of transaction exchange, and also associated with financial saving occurred. These all are the benefits of EDI. So another benefits are cost reduction, manpower, communication, resources, storage, so which reduces the cost. Speed, automatically it is done by EDI, so speed is fast. Accuracy means no duplicacy, means the data which the EDI save, which transmit and receive will be in accurate form. So it avoid duplicate data entry and errors. Security, information less susceptible to interceptions, means they provide secure information from sending to receiving with the help of EDI. System integration means the internal system to push and pull the data is to be used. So Here are the some benefits, or you can say advantages, you can say merits of EDI. First, conversion of the document into agreed standard format, which is automatically generated the receipt and its delivery over the network to the originating company, where EDI transmissions of the file contain documents over the network, which is link the originating company and its trading partners. So generation of a paper document on a form by software application. So paper acknowledgement and sending it to the originating company, which is the which is related to the file containing processes document by the application program. So delivery of a few copies of document to the internal department to be filled and the other trade partner via postal services. So, retyping the document receiving by the trading partner on the form into their computers may offer introduce errors. So, here are the some benefits, advantages and merits of EDI. So, competitive advantages of EDI. Here you can see the employees of different companies, so which reduce inventory cost through the shortening of order processing and delivery cycle. Here you can reduce overhead cost through eliminating of manual handling in such an area of mailroom sorting, circulation and other documentation and data entry levers. Now, here are the demerits or disadvantages of EDI. First, too many standards. There are too many standard bodies developing standard documents which is related to EDI. For example, X12 standard which is related to their trading partners which follow the EDI FACT standard. Changing standard. So in this you can publish revision to the standard, or you can say most standard bodies publish revision to the standard which may be used one version of the standard while your trading partner are still using older version. Third, EDI is too expensive. Some companies are only doing business with other who use EDI. If company want to do business with these organizations, they have to implement an EDI program. So it is expensive and may be very costly for small level companies. And the fourth is the limit your trading partners. Some large companies tend to stop doing business with companies who don't comply with EDI. So, for example, Walmart is the only doing business with other companies that use EDI. So, result of these limited group of people you can do business with. So, here are the demerits of the EDI. That is too many standards, changing standards. It may be expensive. They are using limited for your trade partners. So, what EDI standards are in use? Let's start. EDI standards, which help to ensure that electronic business document can be exchanged between companies, and there are many different EDI standards which is used locally around the world. So, here are the EDI industry standards. So these are the industry sectors which own their set of standards for processing electronic documents. So these companies such as EDI, FICI, that is the high tech, and Audity, that is the automotive, represents their industry groups but also work together to share standards across the automotive and high tech sectors. So these are the standards, EDI industry standards you can see in the slide, which is basically set their own standards. So EDI document standard, these are the companies which are able to exchange documents of any type with customer and suppliers, and they are helpful in mapping the process which is used to convert business document to the required EDI format, and these document mapping required skilled staff to generate the maps. Here you can see these are the EDI industry document standards which maintain the which exchange or maintain the documentation part of the EDI standards. Here you can say SAP, Oracle, Microsoft Office, PDF form, XML, all are related to the EDI document standards. So EDI communication standard, here are the different EDI company communication standard which is related to the WAN, or you can say B2B, that is business to business service provider. Here are the different WAN interconnector, private IP network, frame relay, web forms, EDI to fax, internet protocols which is used in the EDI communication standard, FTP, SFTP, VPN, FTPS, HTTPS, OFTP are the different internal protocols. Other services, you can say B2B is the other services, WAN is the other services, and in legal protocols are X.25, asynchronous, bisynchronous, and SNA, X400, SNA. So these are the companies which are basically used to communicate protocols to connect with each other to maintain the EDI communication standards. So what is EDI outsourcing? So here you can say many companies do not have the internal skill necessary to implement and manage EDI or B2B. So outsourcing can offer an easy routine for companies to implement EDI for the first time. So these companies can streamline internal and external businesses processes with their EDI outsourcing. So these outsourcing helpful companies to manage their own internal EDI infrastructure, and also helpful for trading partner communities which also provide global support capabilities, and these companies also helpful to focus on their core competencies rather than on managing their EDI infrastructures. So let's take a tour of the EDI basics websites. Here I will show you some websites related to their EDI business. So let's start, students. Here you can say what is EDI section provider. Here is the EDI basics. You can see in the slide it is an EDI which introduce and why there is needed for companies to automate manual paperwork based documents. It gives an overview how business processings can be simply through the introduction of EDI. You can see here some sections related to their EDI section providers. At the benefits, you can see here in the EDI basics, see here benefits related to their cost saving, benefit of increasing speed, accuracy in sending electronic mail, improving business efficiency, and also provide strategic competitive advantages. Here you can see the benefits of EDI. Now cost of EDI section. In this section you can establishing an a house or a behind the firewall EDI based solutions, which is the third party of EDI, which may provide various cost models used to exchange business document electronically. Here you can say cost of EDI which mentioned related to their financial aspects. So things to consider. So here is the things to consider means the consideration to be taken when implementing EDI, or you can say what type of transactions need to be automated, how will you connect to external trading partners, what type of internal resources will be required to manage the implementation. So here you can say things to be considered during the EDI. Now here is a type of EDI. You can say different type of EDI. They have mentioned the different ways in which EDI can be enabled across trading partners. They are using point to point communication, or you can say internal based EDI. They use as a firewall software which gives a solution to an outsourced EDI services. So the way of implementing EDI they have mentioned in the steps. Here you can see step 1, step 2, step 3. So here are the basic way of implementing an EDI platform. So here are the 10 keys, only 6 is mentioned here, but there are the 10 key steps required to implement our EDI platform, which covers the topics such as undertaking a strategies review, selecting the right EDI, network provider, onboard trading partners. So these are the basic steps which include all these things. So here is the EDI platform. So now next is the EDI by industries. In the industry level means the many different ways in which EDI is implemented across different industries. So the different document or communication standards in use today, and the importance of regional industry body to help drive a standardized approach to implement EDI. Means some standards drivers may be used to implement EDI on industry level. So what are the resources to be used to implement the EDI? The valuable resources of information related to EDI, which includes how it can be deployed within a company, and what will be the ability to download EDI white paper, best practices, case studies. Some EDI standard related informations are related to their EDI resources sections. Here you can see different EDI resources section you can hear in this EDI resources. Now some other EDI resources sections like EDI document standards, EDI message protocols, test your ED IQ, sample EDI RFP. So in this you can see more detailed about the various way of communication and message standard that are used. So these are resources are very useful at multimedia levels, where they can share videos, audios, recording, online quiz, online test, assignments to their knowledge of the EDI. So students, these all are related to your EDI. This is the lecture second. In first lecture we have covered introduction to EDI. So again, what is EDI? I have explained why we use with the help of this diagram. I hope you understand. So how it replaces the paperwork, basic steps to work with EDI, some features we have used, we have covered the components of EDI, application service, translation service, communication service we have covered. So here is a diagram. Here is the diagram of different components. So how it is effective for the cost, how cost to be implemented. So here is the factor we have covered. These are the EDI services we have covered. These are the students EDI services. So we have covered what are the benefits using EDI, their speed, accuracy, and in benefits same speed, data transmission, cut down the human errors, reduce the risk of lost data, also include some improve accuracy, improved trading partner, their relationship, client interaction. Here we have covered financial saving, time saving, covered all the benefits which show security, system integration, cost reduction. Then we have covered merits, demerits, how EDI helpful for competitive environment. Then we have covered their disadvantages or demerits. Too many standards are used, recently changing in standards, too expensive, limit your trading partners. So here is the use of EDI standards. These are the different EDI standard industries, and they maintain their document, EDI document standards. Here the way by which EDI communicate with these standards, they follows legal protocols, other services, internal protocols, with the help of which it EDI communicate with their standards. So outsourcing, in this outsourcing you can we have covered B2B infrastructures, and how much capable they are, how much they are supporting during the trading partner communities. So here is a let's a little bit EDI basic websites. Here you can see EDI section. Here you can see benefit of EDI section, cost of EDI section, things to consider in EDI section, and type of EDI they have mentioned in this section. How you can implement EDI. The some 6 steps are visible, but they cover total 10 key steps to implement the EDI. So here is the EDI by industry, by resources. These are the resources section which covered their way of communication. So students, thank you very much for your kind attention. So we have covered the EDI topic in 2 lectures. Now in next upcoming lecture we will cover more related to the EDI. Thank you. Thanks students for kind attention.